Hey, what up? It's Disciple Marchello Currence. This is part 2 for the message on psychics, telepaths. Yeah, this is part 2 on it. So we covered basically what I believe telepaths and psychics are is basically they're basically people that were groomed by Satan's kingdom. I believe the gifts are a form of spiritual mutation because Satan can't create. That's what you got to remember. He cannot create anything. All he can do is alter, try to twist, try to manipulate. That's all he can do. Satan is not a creator. And we know this is of his kingdom. So it's a twisting, it's an altering effect on the individual as far as their gift goes. That's what it is. And so that's the foundation, realizing that, okay? It's not a part of God's kingdom. It's of Satan. But it comes in sweet, it acts sweet, and they could be accurate. Accuracy does not mean, let me say that. Accuracy does not mean it's good. It's of God. It doesn't. We're beyond the fact if it's real. Once we clarify that it's real, doesn't mean. Obviously, that means it's accurate. However, Satan is real. And so there's real activity, which would make this accurate. The real activity is the accuracy. But to act like it's a gift from God, I can't stress that enough, is where we have to draw the line as Christians. We have to let them know, hey, this is not a gift from God. And like I said on the other video, it's a grooming. That's what I believe. It's a grooming process that Satan puts the individual through. He grooms them for a psychic position or a telepathic position. And the greatest deception that a lot of them may have is that, I was born with it, as a little baby, I had these abilities as an itty bitty child. That's what they, even most spiritual people would take you back to their younger years. They would take you back to younger years. Even Christians that are spiritual and spiritually inclined, they would take you back to their younger years. They do this also. But what they didn't realize, as far as the telepaths and psychics, they were going through a grooming process by Satan's kingdom. They didn't even realize it. Because with this, particularly with telepathy and psychic power, it doesn't come off like, it's dedicated to a certain source even. It comes off like it's one's own intuition or special abilities or spiritual power, one's own, that's the best way to put it. Like they have this intuition, they know certain things, and I guarantee you, it was a grooming process every time you look back at their life. That's how many people Satan has. That's what you got to realize. This is very complex as a kingdom. The enemy, his kingdom is complex, and he has not only witches and warlocks, he also has the telepaths and the psychics. And what the American government is doing, which you don't know about, they're using the telepaths, the psychics, as a team. Now, remember, days are going to go ahead and you're going to be like, man, this guy Marchello, disciple Marchello, was right. They're using the psychics and the telepaths as a team, riding around, driving up and down streets as a telepathic team, reading the atmosphere, reading the geographics of where they are as a team, like riding down the street in cars as a telepathic team, 3 or 4 or 5 cars. The best way I could describe it is like telepathic Mario go-kart. That's what it is. It's like a whole bunch of telepaths so driving by like Mario go-kart, like it's some game. And I think it's because of this that's been going on that COVID came. A lot of Christians are not going to agree with me, and I haven't seen really many Christians really nod their head and agree with this perception. This is what I of what I believe. I believe that COVID-19 is a judgment, is a plague from God because of, I can't say how many things has happened that makes it. It's not one thing I'm pinning, because I'm as time goes by, I'm getting more and more reasons why I believe COVID happened. So I can't pinpoint one reason. Okay, but I definitely believe that it is a definite judgment of God, because you can see how the variants, more and more variants are coming, more and more strains of this virus is coming, and you can see the evil that many didn't know was there, or it's dawning on them that it was there and here, past tense and present time. I don't think they realized, how much evil was here. And now you realize, okay, now it makes sense. Now you see everything that's happening. You see everything that's unfolding as far as this COVID goes. And it's really, well, like I said, I think it's because of the wickedness. I think it's because of the things that people are doing in this country. The telepathy, particularly the telepathy, psychics, the witches, and the warlocks. I think those are four different entities that has caused it. Male witches and male witches, psychics and telepaths. Because you gotta remember, back in the day, a lot of people knew this. They were like psychic police. Everybody knew this. They would look at the faces of they would find the faces of the criminal, or go throughout I think they would go actually on the place where the crime scene, where the crime happened, and they could get visuals of of maybe the deceased, the victim, and also the predator. So that being said, the government has taken psychic powers very seriously for a very long time. They have used them within their government, and this is known. This is not conspiracy theory. this is something that is kind of, I'm sure this is a matter of fact. I'm sure most of you that's listening to this that are from America know that there was a time that psychics, it may have been telepaths too, but I think psychics specifically was the genre of satanic spiritual power that was used by the government. Yeah, psychic cops, psychic detectives. I think at some point, this sophisticated, with still talking about the government, I think it's sophisticated and became more militant in the militant form, and they wasn't only looking for aftermaths, but they were trying to prevent with these psychics. I think they were also trying to prevent crimes and prevent things in this country. And so I think what we have now is a more, I think agendas have changed. I think formations and objectives and operations have changed. And so now they have like psychic and telepathic military, basically. That's basically what they have, like a telepathic branch of the military or a psychic branch of the military. And I think that the American government is using this as they have used as they have used police psychics. So I think that's exactly what's taking place against a lot of good people, and particularly the body of Christ. Famous people, I think they're using them against famous people. They're using them against a lot of good people. And I think this brought about a plague from God. Because what I think was they got comfortable with using this power. They got comfortable with doing it to the point where they just thought there wouldn't be any repercussions. And I think that's where psychics and telepaths differentiate from witches and warlocks. Because I've watched witches even on YouTube. I've watched witches and warlocks. It's not something I'm scared of. It's not something I run from. I educate myself on the enemy. I educate myself. And what I've learned with witches, they understand that what they put out will come back. They understand this rule. This is, no one can outgrow this rule. No one. Not the body of Christ, not witches and warlocks or telepaths, the like of them, and the like of them. None of them can outgrow this. None of us can outgrow this. It's the perfect element put in the universe to make sure that human beings get what they deserve. But see, I think that telepaths and psychics somehow don't realize, like witches and warlocks do, because telepaths are more, they're not, and psychics are not necessarily casting spells. So that whole sending and receiving mentality and what to expect can be lost from them, with them, because they don't realize, okay, I'm doing this and it's like a curse and it has to come back. They're not thinking about that whole process when the witch is waiting for results. and and he or she is waiting to see what happens, and they also know that what they're putting out, they're already expecting something. That's part of their path, if you will. They know what they're going to put out something, and they know they're expecting something. They're expecting results. They know with those results also comes repercussions. So I've heard witches say it. This is a rule. This is a rule. This isn't, I don't care how arrogant you are. I don't care how much meditation you do. I don't care you could be King Kong of voodoo. You could be King Kong of telepathy. You could be King Kong of psychic power. You will get back what you put out in the spiritual world, period. No matter how you try to protect yourself, the universe is lined to eat through all your protection. The universe will eat through all your protections. It's no way around it. It's already aware of your protections. It's already aware of that. It's going to hit you where it counts and where it hurts. That's how it works. When you get something back, it's never what you put out. Because most people are ready to take what they put out. Let me say that again. Most people are ready to accept what they put out. That's not enough for them. They have to get something worse and from a different angle. That's the rules. I didn't make them up. And I've showed you how both sides, me representing the light side, the body of Christ, I understand the repercussions, and the witches and warlocks understand the repercussions. I think it's just the telepaths that think, the psychics, they don't realize that, okay, going and astral projecting, reading minds, and doing those things, all of that, astral projecting, reading minds, because the witches and warlocks astral project as well. I think the telepaths may as well too. But in all, them reading minds is a type of a form of astral projecting, in my opinion. I think because they're so focused on what the information that they're getting, they're not realizing, unskilled ones, they're not realizing, I think the average one, they're not realizing, the telepaths or psychics not realizing, okay, they have to get that back. And especially if it hits the body of Christ, if they come reading the minds of the body of Christ, it's coming right back. It's coming back quick too. So see, with all that being said, that a lot of this has been going on, and the government just will stop at nothing to try to do what they want to do, to try to make people kill themselves, to try to make people stressed out and discouraged, to try to pull people off their spiritual path. But this time, man, I think they went too far, and God made sure they got what they deserve. You know what I mean? That's what I think happened. So that's why you have COVID. You got all the different variants. You got the Mu variant. You got the Delta variant. You got all these different variants that's out now. And it's piling on top of each other. It's not getting any better. Because now you have to worry about not only COVID-19, you got to worry about now in 2021, the Mu variant and the Delta variant and all these, and the other variants that, there's like 6 other variants besides Delta. And they're not telling the public that, I guess for the sake of not making them fearful. But You can go look and it's like more than like five. Like it's a solid five variants besides Delta. And Delta is a problem on its own. Now you got Mu variant that's in 49 states, almost the whole country, except for Nebraska. It's no way this is going away, man. It will take America submitting to God for this to go away. That's the formula. And if they don't, it's no way out. Because with the new variants that's coming from COVID-19, you can see they're already talking about their resistance towards the vaccines. They're already talking about how they can possibly eat through the vaccines. Then what you gonna do? Then you're just waiting for everybody to die, basically. Because now you have no safeguard. Unless you try to create another type of vaccine, I guess that's what you would do. But who knows how that will go, and who knows if that will work. And then on top of that, eat through that. This can go on and on. And that's how I know I believe it's a solid plague. That's what my spirit is telling me. It's a solid plague from God, man. Yeah, and they are building on top of it by the telepathy that they're using against the community, and the psychic power, and the witchcraft, and the warlock power that they're using. They think they're getting away with it, and they're not. It's showing up in the forms of different variants, and they're overlooking it. They're thinking, oh, this. Some people are spiritual but still stupid. It's on both sides. Christians, other religions, and also there's dumb witches, there's dumb warlocks, there's dumb psychics, there's dumb telepaths. They're not all intelligent. And some of them are just, quite frankly, foolish. For the money that they're getting to do what they do, they don't really care. But I think this is what caused all of this. You see all these variants, you see all the different, and I think it's just reaping what they sow process. People getting what they deserve process over and over and over and over. Because the more telepathy I hear, the more psychic power I hear, I know there's more repercussions. It's just a given. So I'm gonna come back for part 3 on this. I want to touch on this some more. All right.